Good morning.
Well, good morning.
So today we're doing something a little different in preparation for what's happening Wednesday, which you should have seen last night. I mean, should have been there. You probably were, so that's fine. In preparation for that, Katie is doing her getting ready segment. I am in dire need of a haircut. I have wings I could fly. Yeah, so I'm gonna do a haircut. I generally cut my own hair. I have, the clippers, but I'm gonna cut my hair regardless, so that I look like a decent human being for what's happening Wednesday. Katie's getting ready. She's spraying stuff.
Dry shampoo.
Here it is.
Oh, hey, Binky. Okay, so I'm gonna do a little get ready with me tutorial type thing. It's not gonna be too crazy in depth, but I'll just kind of show you what I do to put on some makeup because we are doing what's happening Wednesday and we have an online meeting. Today is the day that if I'm gonna put on a little bit of makeup, today is the day to do so. I was a professional makeup artist for, I don't know, about a year or so. I don't practice it or do anything of the sort anymore. So what I do is just what I do because I like to. And again, just gonna make this really simple. So the first thing I've done is I have moisturized my face. If you haven't seen that routine, I put that all on a video that I'll link in the description box below so you can kind of see the moisturizers and things that I'm currently using right now. It's all the same. But for now, I'm gonna start off with, this is my favorite primer. It's from Tatcha. And I'm just gonna put a little light layer on of this. Sometimes if like my pores are just like, ugh, not looking the best, I will put on a little bit of extra, just on like right here because my pores are really huge. I'll use some of this Pore Professional, but I don't use a lot because it tends to like ball up and, it's just not my favorite. We're just doing about less than the size of a pea. And I'm just putting that everywhere, my eyelids. If I happen to be looking over here, it's because that's where my mirror is and I have to kind of like see what I'm doing. If I was just to look at the, at the camera, I don't know what we would end up with, but it wouldn't be very pretty. I think today I wouldn't normally put on a lot of liquid foundation, but today, because we're actually filming this, I'm going to show you. I use the Born This Way. I really, really like this foundation. When it's really hot, I tend to not use any foundation and I just use powder. But the color I have is light beige. And I like this because I think they said it has like coconut water in it. So I'm just gonna use like about maybe a pump or two of that. I don't use a beauty blender or anything like that because that's just high maintenance and I don't got time for that. So I'm just gonna use a little brush. I think this one is from Morphe. I get them over at Vanity Box in La Puente. And yeah, they just have good prices. So I'm just gonna put that on real quick and I'm gonna look in the mirror here. So if you're seeing that, that's what I'm doing. Another thing that I use often today, just like I said, because I'm actually filming this and I wanted you to really like, get a good example of like a foundation I use. But the thing that I use the most, like 9 times out of 10, if I'm like on the daily, I always use the Laura Mercier Tinted Moisturizer in the shade 3W1 Ochre. This is like, I think I probably have already gone through like 5 of these. The Born This Way, I use very sparingly, like I mean very sparingly, probably maybe twice a month. And again, it also depends on the weather. If it's very hot and sunny, we go with the Laura Mercier. If it's, kind of cool and I know there's a breeze and I'm not going to be very sweaty, I use the Born This Way. So just to kind of give you an idea of what I mostly use there. Now, I don't normally like contour my face. I don't get into anything like too, I don't know, technical and crazy. But just because I've kind of had allergies and some dark circles under my eyes, I use some of this MAC, Water Weight Concealer. It's liquid, but it kind of dries down very matte. So I really try to use literally the tiniest little dot just to kind of put where the light would hit, where you'll put like a highlighter. And I'll also use this to spot conceal if I need to. I even use the same foundation brush, nothing fancy, but see the tiniest little drop. Just a little bit there. A little bit goes a very long way. Like I said, it's just, look at that. That was the tiniest little drop and that's it. But I just like that you can kind of, it's a little more sheer. Like I know I said it dries down matte, but I just mean like it's not like loose or wet or anything. It's very, I don't know, it just dries nicely. So I'll kind of show you, but I have to look in the mirror here, so it's kind of hard to do both. This is why I'm not a makeup YouTuber. It is very difficult. I give these girls immense amount, actually girls and guys, I give them immense amount of credit because I don't know how one would do that. But this will just kind of, like I said, brighten up the under eyes, especially when I know that I'm having like, you know, a lot of allergies and I get like dark circles under my eyes or darkness. I might just do a little bit down my nose today, just a touch, not too much. When you have an oily or oil prone face, it's really hard to find stuff that like works with your face because it tends to not want to sit on there, and then when you're sweating and going to Disneyland, it'll get all gross, and I don't like that look. I try to minimize it as much as possible. So there we go. We'll just do a little bit here today, very little bit, not much. Honestly, the less the better. If you can be showing off your natural skin, that is the best thing to do. Now, unfortunately, I only have a small like travel size right now, but this is the Kat Von D translucent powder. I've used the Laura Mercier and I liked it, but I think this one is just better. So I'm just using the little travel size, and I'm gonna use this just to kind of like set my under eyes, and you know, just a couple, you'll see. Put them in the cap there. This brush, by the way, I got, I forgot what it's called, but this little set I got at like Target. Nothing fancy. I don't think you need to spend like, you know, horrendous amounts of money on brushes, because some of my best brushes I've got at like Target, CVS, like, again, nothing fancy. It's all about if you kind of like know how to use them. Okay, so this next thing that I'm gonna do is just to kind of do an all over little like finish on, you know, the base layer of my skin, I guess you would say. This is the Laura Mercier powder. This is the Smooth Finish Foundation Powder. My shade, again, is 3W1. I think it's the same as the liquid. I just do a very light layer of this just so that everything is like one smooth surface. This is what I will use sometimes if I'm not wearing any liquid. Even if I'm not wearing any of this, I always just use this with the Tatcha. And I have a little puff that I like to put it on with, or a brush. Today I'm just gonna use my puff, but I have a big fluffy powder brush that I also use. Again, that's from Target too. But just so we're all in one cohesive unit here. It's actually a lot more than I really wanted to put on today, but oh well, here we are. I think if you're gonna like film this, like, you might as well kind of like go all out. Maybe we're gonna have to have a date night tonight, Spencer, because I actually put on makeup. Like more than I wanted to. Next thing I'm gonna show you is my bronzer. This is one of the ones I've been using for a little while. It's a little darker than I would prefer, to be honest with you, but it's from MAC, and it is the shade Blunt Matte Powder Blush. It is kind of, like I said, it's a little darker than I would have preferred. Try to stay really like taupe if possible, and this is a little more brown and yellow than I'd prefer, but I'm not about to waste it, and I don't have time to go return it. Again, just a little Morphe brush. This is an M106. Just because I think it was on sale, possibly. Kind of fluffy. So now what I do is I start from, sorry about my hair, I start from the tip of my ear and just follow it down. So you'll see same thing here, tip of my ear, follow it down. I try not to bring it too low or there, you tend to look like Frankenstein, and I just want it to look a little bit natural. I also put some up in my hairline here, wherever the light would touch, but again, you want it to be gradual. That's why you don't want something super dark, but again, I'm just gonna use what I have because sorry about it. So I'm gonna use the mirror here just so that very light application today. And again, you wouldn't blow on it if you're applying it to somebody else, but if it's yourself, I don't care. Yeah, just a little bit. We're going very light today with this. A little bit on the hairline, just wherever like would have been like touched by sun. And then we'll take a little bit down here. Very little bit, very, very light, my friends. Also, I cannot recommend enough to do your makeup in natural lighting. I see a lot of people with those big old ring lights and stuff. You will never see me buy one of those. Why, you ask? Because if you're going out into the daylight, I have seen it multiple times on girls or guys that do their makeup and they come into natural lighting and I'm like, whoa. So try to do natural lighting as much as you possibly can. Now, when it's cloudy out and stuff, obviously that's fine. But for right now, we have natural sunlight, so that's what we're gonna do. Okay, unfortunately, I have two of these things that I'm about to show you from Hourglass, but the brand new, like, good one that I use, I left at my mom's house, so you have to kind of see the one that's like my standby. It's pretty beat up, but that just shows you how much I love this product. It is like the most, like, I guess I've seen makeup people say it's my holy grail item. This is my holy grail item. This is what makes my skin glow. This looks good on all skin types. I'm telling you, the stuff, my grandma uses it, my mom uses it, I use it. So whatever stage of life you're at, this is the best product I can ever recommend. It is the oh, it's so hard to see. This is how old this is. It's the Hourglass Ambient Lighting Palette thing. Again, don't judge, it looks terrible, but so this is what I use for my highlight, the middle one, and then I just kind of use both of them. I guess I've been using this one a little bit more, and I can barely see the names on them, but I think it's Dim Light is the one I use over my bronzer, and then the Incandescent Light is the middle one that I use for a highlight. So I'm gonna just put that on right now. Again, back with this brush from Target, and we're just gonna do the tops right there. And I even go under my eyes just to kind of like brighten it up. But look at the difference there. Look at that. It's like a healthy, natural glow. Please don't go and buy all these so then I don't have any. Please, please. I love this stuff. Okay, and then we'll do the tip of our nose, just a little bit. Cupid's bow, a little bit right there too. Spencer's going out to go get a chair, so if you hear noise in the background, that's what that is. He has to get stuff done while I'm doing this. Okay, so now I'm gonna go with my bronzer brush because, you know, I'm gonna use a little bit of this and a little bit of this. We're getting crazy here. And I'm just going over that bronzer just because that kind of like, see what I mean? Oh my gosh, I'm obsessed with this stuff. I've been using this for like 5 years, and oddly, this is why my grandma's my best friend. She actually found, hold on, my nose is a bit too. She actually found this palette and got it for me. And I'm just like, Grandma, Oma, you have more like style, fashion, everything better than me. I'm telling you, if you have your grandmas or your omas, if you're German like me, do not take them for granted because they are the best things in the world. That and my mom. Now we're gonna put on some blush. This is from MAC and it is called Peachy Keen. It is a sheer tone shimmer blush. I have a bunch of different blushes I use, but this is the one we're gonna go with today. I'm just using a Morphe brush, E4. So here's the thing that I try to remember, is you wanna put it, so if this is my cheekbone, this is where I put my bronzer, we'll kind of go in the middle there, and I tend to kind of like smile and just a little bit. I'm not big on blush, I don't like it too much, so you don't I don't want you to be able to like really see my blush. I want it to look like my natural color. So I'm gonna use the mirror here real quick. So like the apples of your cheeks, and a little bit up. And then if you feel like it messes up your like little highlight, I sometimes go back over and highlight a little bit more depending on how much I want to be sparkling. I actually put a little bit on my forehead just for a little bit of color, sometimes even a little bit on my eyelids. I'm weird, I'm sorry. Actually, I'm not sorry. Now I'm gonna go do my eyebrows. I'll show you quickly what I do. It's a whole separate video. It's a lot to do. I use so many different things for my eyebrows because I don't have like one set item that I have to have and I have to use. I sometimes use Benefit, Pixie or something. I use that. I have this one from Benefit, the more fat one. I use eyeshadow. I have this one from Benefit, and I am not partial to any of them. I kind of just use what I can. First thing I do, I'll tell you though, is I use some sort of brow mascara gel. This is one from Benefit as well. So I just kind of put it on my eyebrows. I'll kind of show you, and I'm going to time lapse how I do my eyebrows. So again, another video. Before I get going, the one thing to always, I guess I had a fluffy the whole time right there. The one thing I kind of try to remember about my eyebrows is you don't want them to be twins. They are sisters, so they don't need to look identical. And especially because my face is a little bit lopsided. I don't know if you can tell, but I have a TMJ, so my jaw should be right here. So again, I can't get my eyebrows perfect. The best I can do. Okay, so finish the eyebrows. Again, not perfect because technically I feel like it's really hard to do things like in front of a camera and do all this. Now, because I'm doing very simple look today, we're just gonna go back and use the bronzer that I used with a Morphe M441 brush. I'm gonna go above my eyelid and just a little bit higher. You wanna do a little bit of a gradual like transition color. And just do that just a little bit, just to kind of like define our eyes, just like that. And we're gonna bring it up almost to the brow, and then I actually bring it down under my eye, just like so. Okay, so again, I kind of like concentrate a little bit more on the outer kind of corner there. Not making it perfect here because again, filming this is a little more difficult to do. And a newer palette that I just got is this Charlotte Tilbury Pillow Talk palette. So I've been kind of playing with this. The other one that I use all the time, like one of my staple palettes I use, is this Nude Huda Beauty. I hope I said that right. My mom got me this for Christmas, and it's my all-time favorite palette. Love this. So I'm not going to use that today, but we're gonna use some of this one because I really want to like start playing with it. I think I'm gonna take this shade. I don't know what it's called. It's under the day. I don't know, maybe, yeah, I don't know what it's called. So we're gonna just take a little bit of this. Boop, 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 boop. And I'm gonna go kind of, I guess, over that bronzer. I never really have a plan of what I'm gonna do. I just kind of do whatever and hope it looks good. Are you microwaving something, Spencer?
Yeah, I was trying to wait until you were done talking so you could edit that part out. But
it's fine. We're reality here.
I know,
this
but
is
you know
reality,
me, I'm just,
folks.
like, my nature is to be like quiet on the set, right?
Yeah.
So.
Okay, so now we're gonna go into the desk one. I guess it says desk. I'm gonna kind of use this to blend together what I just did right there. This is hard when you don't really have a plan, but eyebrow, that's what we're gonna do. Feels weird putting eyeshadow on because I have not been wearing this much makeup at all. Okay, now if we want to add a little bit of dimension, I'm just gonna take this like darker shade just to kind of like give some like right in there in the crease. Okay, this is really hard, but we're gonna do it. Oh my gosh, the struggle is real right now. So there we go. Just a little bit, just to give a little bit of definition. Just kind of like outer corner right there. And then I'm gonna bring it down. Kind of smoke it out down there. Good to be alive. That song is still stuck in my head. It's good to be alive. Born to be alive. It's not my best work, but here we are. And notice I stayed with the same brush the whole time. That's called being very lazy. So now one of my favorite little CoverGirl, it's called Eye Enhancers. It's a little CoverGirl like triple palette there. I use this a ton. I'm gonna just do a little bit of this like light shade. I'm gonna do that on my lid. Just to kind of, whoop, look at that. I love this thing. And the fact that it's CoverGirl and from the drugstore is like its life. And now I think I'm gonna actually go over this with the darker shade. I don't know, I'm gonna mix it. We're playing here. We're playing. I'm gonna do a little bit in that just because I kind of like it today. I mix a lot of stuff. When people say like, what palette are you using? Like, it's hard to say because I use so many different things. Okay, there we go. That's it. So for eyeliner, I only have the small size with me, but this is the Kat Von D tattoo liner. Sometimes I use Stila. Sometimes I even use one from the drugstore, but today that's what we're gonna use. So I'm gonna just put that on, then put on mascara, and we're done. Sometimes I use lash primer, and again, I only have the travel size, but this is the Lancome like Definicils primer. So use a little bit of that. I love having my travel size things. I think like travel size of anything whenever I can, like, you know, when you get like gifts with purchase, oh my gosh, I live on them. Now I do not have any preference when it comes to mascara. I will use any mascara. I almost feel like they're all somewhat similar. So sometimes I use this one. I love the YSL, the Shock. That stuff's great. CoverGirl. Sometimes I use Guerlain. I don't know if I said that right. Today we're gonna use the Guerlain. And I have to say while I'm doing this, I really like will never be caught dead wearing false eyelashes. I tried the eyelash extensions. I don't think I ever want to do those again. I'm starting to like get to the point where I like when lashes look natural, even if they are a little bit shorter. I just want my eyes to just, like I said, to look a little bit more natural. I go a little crazy on my eyeliner and sometimes my eyeshadow. My eyebrows are already like funky enough as it is, so I just think like a more natural look for mascara is like the key to life in my opinion. So just a little bit, we just want it to look a little more natural if possible. So just did a little bit of dry shampoo. I am not going to do my hair. I feel like doing my makeup was enough today. I finished up with some lipstick just because I'm trying to go a little bit more natural today. I used Too Faced Sex on the Peach is what it's called. Not really gonna bother with my hair. I could have done this a little bit better. I was a little bit in a hurry, but oh well. We have a conference video call to do about new merchandise for Best Life and Beyond. So I'm gonna set that whole, like, I think it's a Zoom call or a Google call. So we're gonna do that right now. And yeah, I hope this makeup kind of helped you a little bit. Just remember, makeup is to enhance your beauty, not cover it up.
All right, tools of the trade. Oh, it's like a lightsaber. Time lapse will start now. Cue the music.
She cannot figure out what he's doing. So concerned and confused. What's he doing? Yeah, what's he doing in there? Is he cutting his hair? Oh my gosh, you look like the Tiger Man, whatever is it, Joe Exotic?
Oh yeah, I gotta do my Joe Exotic hair.
Oh gosh. What are we gonna do with him?
Alright, look, Katie, not bad. Not bad at all.
It does look good, yeah, it looks alright.
I'm sure I missed a few spots, and it's just like, it feels so much better. I'm like,
You're still handsome and I love you no matter what your hair looks like.
yeah.
You did a good job.
Thank you.
Okay, we finally like reheated the soup. I totally forgot I made this, and it was
Best
in the. Is it good? It's pretty good. Here, let me show you what it looks like.
Good, you guys.
So yeah, like I said, if you watched yesterday's video, you saw how everything was in there, but so good. The cabbage, I think it's always better the next day. Yep. But like we got everything healthy in here. So good for you. It's all just vegetables. And it's delicious, huh?
It tastes good, so I love when healthy things actually taste good.
Yeah, that's so true.
This is the time of year when the shadows are so long. Look at that. I have giant legs. I've come to stomp on your world. We came down to take our little kind of evening walk just before what's happening Wednesday. We're about to go live, you guys.
Chilly.
Woo, it's cold. So we're minutes away from what's happening Wednesday, going live. I guess in reality you would have already seen it because it happened last night.
But this is our reality right now.
Our reality is that, you know, we shot this on a Wednesday. And so we're about to go do the live show, which I'm very excited about. I'm gonna make a hot cup of coffee.
Me too.
And we're gonna sit down and hang out with our friends, which will be really nice. I've been looking forward to it all week. All right, let's head upstairs. It's getting cold.
It is.
Come on, Vicky.
Okay.
Lead the charge. What have you constructed, madame?
Some green chicken chili enchiladas.
Oh gosh, it smells so good. Wow, look at this.
We're having Mexican tonight.
Let's try this. That's really good.
Is it?
The green chili reminds me of New Mexico. Really good. Top notch.
Mmm.
So good, babe.
Yay. I'm so tired.
I know, me too. Look,
Pooped.
she's still editing, you guys. The
Still
video that
editing.
you're watching, she's still editing. And then we're shooting the closing now while she's editing.
Yes. It's the end of the night. We didn't touch the cheese balls today. Cheese ball check-in.
Yeah, we're gonna wait a day just to give it a little more
We were too
impact.
busy to even cheese ball.
Didn't even eat one today. to
Not
be
even
honest.
one. Not a one. So if you like this video, let us know by giving it a thumbs up and subscribing to our channel. Why is it important to turn on your bell notifications?
So that you know when we go live and when we drop new videos, but most importantly live, because we're doing that a lot more now.
Every day you're gonna get new daily videos, so
Yeah.
make sure to subscribe. A big thank you to all of our Patreon members. If
Yep.
you also want to become one, we'll put the link in the description box below on how to do so.
Oh, yes we will, and we will see you next time on Best Life and Beyond. Bye-bye, everybody!